Okay, Simen Kuf test. If hey, very interesting. Is today's interesting or tomorrow's? Through Yud Aleph, you said? Hey, through Yud Aleph?
Yeah, and including Yud Aleph, yeah.
Oh, okay, no. So tomorrow's is very interesting. So hey, so again, Kuf test. I say. Miyam Aleph Shekoydem Rosh Hashanah ve'elach mashkim el slichas. Mamish this week, right? So on Yom Aleph before Rosh Hashanah, you get up early. Now that's a big one. Mashkimin the sleepless. You get up early for sleepless, right? So the point is, meaning even though much of Shabbat, the entire world other than Chaim Berlin gets up, stays up late, but the rest of the sleepers are supposed to get up early, and really early means you're supposed to be up before alos. That's not the minhag nowadays. They didn't follow Rosh Hashanah v'yom Beis v'yom Gimel, and if Rosh Hashanah falls out on a Monday and Tuesday, like this year it's Tuesday. You go from the Sunday the week before. So this year is the longest week, days wise. When you get up early before Alois, you wash your hands with Baruch al Atzilas Yidayim, Berachos HaTorah, and Berachos HaTorah. Before we start on Rosh Hashanah. Lichas before. Koydem Rosh Hashanah. Yeah. Ba'achar sleepers, Yiper Yod of Sheinus B'lei Bracha, and after sleepers, you wash your hands a second time without a bracha. Why? Because anytime you're up before Alois, so there's a shita that says that the tumah doesn't go off your hands till after Alois. So you don't know. So we want to be Mekayim both shitas. So therefore, you wash your hands again after Alois, but you don't make the bracha. Right now, this whole thing, the Meister, the minhag in Klal Yisrael is that they don't get up before Alois to make the daven slichus. We get up. I mean, but you are supposed to get up a little earlier. That's really the point. Okay, so Vav Ashliach Tziva Shaimer Slichus Tzada B'Talis Mitziyefes Pedem Shemaschil Ashrei. The Shliach Tziva that says the Slichus should put on a talis with tzitzis before he says Ashrei. All right, when you're like any other time that a chazan
as opposed to a talis without tzitzis.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. Yeah, well, because maybe I don't want to go down this road, but maybe it means they could put on a jacket. Right? Because you want to put on a chashav beged, an extra beged, right? Well, the fisher yesh suffix in yivarach bracha al talis shalei. Since it's a suffix, whether you make a bracha on his own talis, because again, we're assuming that you got up at the beginning of the night, or whether you should not make a bracha. He should not take his own talis. Don't take from the tzibur. That's a whole nother controversy. Why shouldn't he take from the tzibur? It's not his. But Lamais, if you're a member of the tzibur, then it is yours. Right? So then the question becomes, how come the chazan that davens mincha, or when you get an aliyah, you don't make a bracha when you wear the talis? It's unclear. It's unclear in the poskim why we don't do that. But it is what it is, right? Ela yishaloi talis mafa. What you should do is borrow talis from somebody else. The main needs a talis klau. Let's say you don't have a talis. You have to say slichas with the shleishes remidas gambaloi talis. You say it without a talis. Right? Now, why does it have to say? I don't know why it says. I mean, slichas is inclusive of shleishes remidas. There are places that are noyeg that you get whoever davens slichus with Ahmed has kadima to be chazan for that entire night, and day. And he has such a strong he could even come before a mile and a la'avel and a mile and a yotzeh. I don't think that's the minhag nowadays. It's best to stand up by saying sleeps and Misha Kashala, and if it's difficult, you should stand up at least by Kamelach Yoshev and Shloishes Remidas. Fine. Zion, you doctor who live for if you spell sleepless if you have the roim ish hagun. You should get somebody daven, somebody who's proper for God of a Torah of a masim Torah to keep Masha Efshel inside. And he's big in Torah masim Torah as much as you can. But Gamshi Ben Shloshim Shana should be 30 years old. Shazva Noch Resichas Hadam Shel Bachusai. His blood, he's not a kanoi anymore. His blood is, calmed down. He doesn't have kindness on everybody. He's tolerant. Benichna Liba, and he's more humble. Gami Nasi, he should be married. You Lubanim and should have kids. Shushaypet Liba, because if you have kids, you pour out your heart of Mapo Tachnunim, Kira Salev, and you give Tachnunim from the depths of the heart. You should choose somebody to blow a shofar in Rosh Hashanah, and a makri l'fnei tekeya. And you should also get the one who falls out, here, shvarim, all that. Do you balei Torah of a yira? Kifi mashaev shalom limtzeh. That there should be balei Torah and yira, the way they can find. Me will call you so kshem lakol. Everybody, but even though those are the ones that you would preferably have, but Kol Yisrael is kosher for everything. Rakshi merutza lakol. But the main thing is that he should be. The Kitzur should want him. When roya sheyesh machloikas b'davar, there's a big mutter, right? If you see that there's a machloikas, yimna atzmai afal pishiyah misha ena hagun, then he should stop himself, even though he should not daven, even though this is going to be somebody else who can't daven properly, right? So, meaning, even though you think that everybody else is no good, and you're the best, still you should backtrack, back down. Do not make machlokes. Yes, although so an Oval for the 12 months after his mother and father, Shliach Tzibur Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur should not be a Shliach Tzibur Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. The light Tekei Rosh Hashanah shouldn't be about Tekei Rosh Hashanah. El Im Ein Acher Hagen Kamoyo, unless there's nobody out there that's available. And if he's within 30 days on all the relatives, and if he has a chazaka already to daven and to blow, it's motor. Since Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are mavatim zera shloshim. But if he doesn't have a chazaka, and there's somebody else that's proper like him, he should be after. You may have sleepless, I feel better Rosh Hashanah, but all the days of sleepless, even though Rosh Hashanah, and all to be a Shiva, but not during Shiva. Right? Okay, so bottom line is, if it's necessary, an oval can be the chazan, which happens a lot because a lot of times the tzibur is used to hearing that particular chazan, and they want to hear that chazan. So therefore, it would push off the abelus. Test. What did you say? We're going to test. So Yiralf Yochid Omer Slichus, a Yochid who says Slichus, ain't ever shy learn a shleishes or midas that a tefillah bakasha. A Yochid cannot say Slichus with the shleishes or midas the way we say it with davening. He can only say it with the trup. And where it says Shlosh Esrei Kegoyin was the Parlona Yon Brish Shlosh Esrei Ukedoima, from there, which is halfway through or most of the way through Kel Melech, Yeshal Daleg, then he should skip. Pena Bakosha Shein Beloshan Arami, and the Bakoshas that are in Loshan Arami going Machne Machse, Baran Divishmai, Layem Elavasora, you need to do it only with, you can only do it with a minyan of 10. Yud. Oval also lots of vesa lechus vesa knesses lever sleepless. An oval, it's not doita sleepless. Mavad be'erev Rosh Hashanah shemarim sleepless, except for erev Rosh Hashanah when there's a lot of sleepless, and then the oval, meaning an oval here, we mean an oval during Shiva, can leave the house. Yud Aleph Hashiyot Tzibur she's probably Yom Neroim the Pena Tekeya the Shiyot Tzibur for Yom Neroim and the Baal Tekeya Tzrifim Lifresh it's absent Shleisha Yom and Fnei Rosh Hashanah. He has to separate themselves 3 days before Rosh Hashanah, we hold over or maybe with a tumah from anything that brings you to tumah, which basically would mean nowadays they should not have relations for 3 days before. The same way Klal Yisrael have to separate 3 days before Shavuos.
And people are know
Whatever.
the people are makbid on that. I'm saying people are knowing to do.
I don't thought so. So the reason why we have to say that nowadays people don't have to be makbid is because the chazan is not being mitzi anybody. In the old days, the chazan was being mitzi people, so it was a much more serious thing. Nowadays, the chazan is not being mitzi. However, I forgot who said it. Maybe Morgan Abram, who said, "Well, okay, so now if everybody's being mitzi themselves, then each individual has to have this, right? Each individual has to do this, right?"
That's
But
certainly no one.
it's
Is anyone makbid on that?
yeah. Heavy tzaddikim are makbid on it. Some don't even. I
Yeah.
don't have. They don't try this at home. But I'm saying, but this heavy tzaddikim don't do this during anything during a sesi mitzvah either. Some not during the 9 days. But yeah, but I don't think it's accepted. Yeah. But you want to do kafiya chaltam kirushi atfilas afiyutam be'ilchus tzkiyas. And he should learn according to the ability. This is an important point because people say, I just got my English, I have my English master, so then I'll just, I'll just look at it during Shemana Esrei and during the Nami. No, that's not the time to look at it. The time to look at it is in preparation, right? That's so prepare everything before. But Gam Yom do Sifrei Musar Hama'irim is Lego Adam. You should learn Musar. Yiram Mipachad Hashem. You should be fearful from Hashem, Mahadar Go'ina, Mehadar Go'ina, the Tumah, the Mishpat, the Aruch. Hashem is judging the whole land. You should be, fearful. Just same way you go to traffic court, you get scared for stupidity. So for sure, when he's judging the world, you can't find about the chaos about Torah. You al kapanim sheyeh makre about Torah. Then at least the baka should be about Torah, be a baki, be hilchos tkiyas shofar, and it should be a baki and hilchos tkiyas shofar. She'im yera either taz with tkiyas yeda malasis, because if there's a mistake, he should know what to do. But gam sheyeda libdek as a shofar and mukasher, he also has to be able to check the shofar to see if it is kosher. Okay, we'll stop over there. Everybody should have a fine night.
But tomorrow night, this will also be third half hour later.
Tomorrow night will probably be a little delayed, yeah. Because the DAF will probably start late.